Today I'll be breaking down my top 10 sleeper prospects for 2024 Bowman Draft. This is Holoflix Prospecting. Holoflix is the channel. I'm your host, Junior Pardo. Without further ado, let's get into this list. The first prospect we're going to be talking about today is going to be Jared Thomas for the Colorado Rockies. As you guys can see, he's 6'2", 190 pounds. His card prices vary anywhere between $15 to $20. And as you can see in the final bullet point, he is one prospect that I actually have my eyes on for 2025. And I own his card, which I'm thinking about grading. So with that being said, his 2024 stats are going to be for college because he only played 8 games in minor leagues. So he had a 349 batting average, 434 on-base percentage, 635 slugging, 1,069 OPS, and here comes one of my favorite statistics, is WRAA, which is weighted runs above average. If you guys don't know what weighted runs above average are, is how many runs a player is worth above the average hitter in a league. Then he also had 20 Ks, 20% Ks, which is very low. This is something that you like to see, and a 460 weighted on base average. This kid is solid. He is actually, if you have his cards right now, you can start selling them because they will sell. And if you're not if you don't have any of his cards right now, you should buy some because, like I said, I believe in this kid. I own his card. I actually only own one of his cards, but I believe he's going to plan out very good. Now, his best tools are going to be his speed, power, and his hit tool. His left-handed swing is very smooth, and he's athletic enough to play in center field. Right now, he's played 3 games in center field, and I think 2 games at left field. So he's going to vary anywhere between corner outfield and left field or center field. But I think he has what it takes to stick a center field long term. All right, next up, we have Billy Amick for the Minnesota Twins. He's 6'1", 220 pounds, and his card prices right now are $15 for his base auto. He's a bat first prospect. He possesses a blend of power and hit tools, and he batted above 300 in 2023 and 2024. But he didn't play enough A-ball to track his stats, so I didn't. That's why I said most of them are going to be college stats from the 2024 season. He batted 306, 387 on-base percentage, 413 slugging, 1,026 OPS with a 9.6 WRAA, 18.2 K percentage, and a 429 weighted on-base average. Billy Amick, he walks more than he strikes out. So he is an interesting prospect for that reason. Now we have Carson DeMartini. He is a prospect for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, and his card prices are only $20. Now, he's an interesting prospect because he has batted 300 or close to since his freshman year at Virginia Tech. He had K problems in college, so that is something to monitor going into 2025, so keep your eyes on that. But he is a power over contact hitter. He is a bat first prospect, much like Billy Amick. His defense is a bit on the fringy side, so do that what you will. But he is a big power prospect, so keep your eyes out for Carson DeMartini. Now we have another interesting prospect, and that is Casey Sawkey for the Chicago White Sox. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, and his card prices couldn't get any cheaper, guys. Anywhere between $5 to $10. He has a cannon of an arm coming out of right field. He has great bat-to-ball skills coupled with fast hands, which allows him to barrel up the ball and get on base. Trust me, this kid has batted 300, or the lowest he's batted is 290 since he was 18 years old. And he's a solid runner who can potentially play right field. Look, his defense, his arm is there. He has what it takes to play right field. It all depends on the speed. The speed is going to play a big part for him, whether he's going to play right field or play center field. So his numbers, these are actually for his 2024 high A season. He batted 290, 333 on-base percentage, 398 slugging, 731 OPS. I know that's not great. And he only had a 1.2 WRAA. But his K numbers are a bit fringy right now. 26.3 K percentage. But he only played 24 games in high A last year. So that can be forgiven. Let's give him a bigger sample size in 2025 and let's see what happens. And he had a 338 WOBA, which I would love to see him rise that by getting on base more, walking more. Up next, we have Cole Mathis for the Chicago Cubs. He's 6'1", 210 pounds, and his card prices, again, $10. Everybody on this list has card prices under $20. These are my sleepers under $20. I think these guys are going to be somebody that we should keep our eyes on in 2025. Cole Mathis is a power contact hitter. He has excellent player approach, and he walks more than he Ks. And he produces hard contact to all fields. Now, he used to be a pitcher, but he had, I believe he had Tommy John surgery, I think it was last year. So right now he's not pitching. And he's a two-way player with a fastball in the low 90s and a curveball in the 70s. You can see his stats from college last year. 335 batting average, 472 on-base percentage, 650 slugging, 1,122 OPS with 25.4 WRAA. Only 12.6 K percentage. And look at the weighted on-base average. It's a 491. For $10, you cannot go wrong taking a risk with Cole Mathis. Up next, we have Dylan Dreiling for the Texas Rangers. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, and his card prices are only $15. Now, he's a power/contact hitter. He makes consistent contact to all of the fields. He has above average to plus speed, which will keep him in center field. But the only problem is, the only downside is he's an average defender. However, he is an RBI machine. Last year, he was worth 27.2 weighted runs above the average hitter in the SEC. That is insane. He batted .341 with a .459 on-base percentage, a .715 slugging, 1,174 OPS, and he only K'd 20.5% of the time with a WOBA of 489. This kid just knows how to get on base. He knows how to bring runs in. That's why he's worth 27.2 weighted runs above average. So if you're looking for a sleeper prospect, think about Dylan Dreiling. Up next, we have Ethan Anderson for the Baltimore Orioles. He's 6'2", 215 pounds, and his card prices are also $15. Now, he is a hit over power type of player. He has more power from the left side, from the right side. He struggles a little bit, and he's a very exciting player because he is a switch hitting catcher. Now, he does have gap-to-gap power. Here are his stats for last year. He batted .288, 361 on-base percentage, 438 slugging. He only batted 800 OPS with a 3.2 WRAA, 18.1 K percentage, which is very low. It's something that you like to see. But he also only had a 375 weighted on-base average. So Ethan Anderson, he's an interesting prospect. He's just going to be a sleeper. Just look at him this year. Watch for him. See what he does, how he performs in 2025. Before you buy his card prices, I just think he's a very interesting prospect, given that he is a switch hitting catcher. Up next, we have Griffin Burkholder for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's 6'2", 195 pounds, and his card prices are a little over $20. They're between $20 and $25, which, I decided to include him because he reminds me a lot of Spencer Jones for the Yankees, right? He has extreme fast wheels. He possesses a 70 grade speed, and he has a super high ceiling for plenty of power development, right? And he has the skills to play center field for the long term if he can keep the speed. The problem is he had a hamstring injury, so we don't know how he's gonna go, how he's gonna do moving forward. Last year he only had 2 plate appearances, so take his stats with a grain of salt. I just wrote him there just to, because I want to give you the stats that he had for minor leagues, but, take them with a grain of salt. I don't even want to read them. Now, he does have a strong frame as a 6'2 player. So he just reminds me of that his build is a lot like that of Spencer Jones. Plus, he has the speed. So Griffin Burkholder, he's an interesting prospect. I just wanted to add him because I think, if he can remain in center field with his frame and his power projection, I think he can be a good player. So do your own research when it comes to him. I tried looking for videos of him playing in high school. I couldn't find any. He didn't play college. So for that reason, right, I think $25 is a little too much for his cards, but the prices are going based on the scouting report. I don't typically operate that way, but just take a look at him. If you can find any videos, watch him, because I think he's gonna be an interesting prospect moving forward. Right now we have Jamie Ferrer. He is out of Puerto Rico. Right now we have Jamie Ferrer for the Minnesota Twins. He's 6'1", 218 pounds, and his card prices are $10. Trust me, $10 for this guy, that's a steal. The kid is a stud, in my opinion, right? He has above average hit and power tools. Speed is not a tool that he possesses. He only has 17 stolen bases since 2022. So do not expect him to steal any bases. That's simply not going to happen. He steals like maybe 3 or 4 a year. But he does have above average arm strength. Now, last year, he posted up a .317 batting average with a .418 on-base percentage, 665 slugging, 1,083 OPS, 13.5 runs above average, with a very low K percentage, 15, and a very high WOBA at 451. So Jamie Ferrer is definitely one that you should take a risk on spending $10. I do not own any of his cards, but after completing the breakdown of 2024 draft, I think I'll be buying some of his cards, because at $10, I think it's worth taking a risk. It's not like I'm going to be holding a massive bag if it doesn't plan out. I think $10 is more than fair for a prospect that has such great statistics. Other than Jared Thomas, Mike Sirota is one of my favorite sleeper prospects in 2024 draft. He is a Los Angeles Dodgers right now. He's 6'3" and 190 pounds, and his card prices are only $10. Sometimes you can even find them lower. He had a batting average of 298, 473 on-base percentage. Oh man, I messed up. I didn't space it out. 513 slugging, 986 OPS, with 17.6 runs above average, 18.8 K percentage, very disciplined in his approach at the plate, with a 459 WOBA. Now, he has a plus bat speed with great bat-to-ball skills. The power that he possesses plus his speed gives him a true 2020 potential. In 2023, he had 18 home runs and 19 stolen bases, and that is over a course of 55 games. So we already know that Mike Sirota definitely has the potential to be a 2020 player, maybe even a 30-30 player, depending on how a 162 season plays out. Now, he has a good chance to play center field long term because he has a good speed and he has the arm strength to match the speed. So for those reasons, Mike Sirota is actually one of my favorite sleeper prospects under $20, other than Jared Thomas out of Texas. So for that reason, this kid is number 2 on this list as one of my favorite prospects. Are you surprised with any of the names that I just went over in this list? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Let me know, do you have any of these prospects? Are you collecting any of them, or were you not aware of who they were? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's interact. I always like to hear from my viewers. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it so many other people can see that my top 10 sleeper prospects in 2024 Bowman Draft. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Peace.